Hello everyone and welcome to episode 77 of Pokemon Prism. I feel like we never get to see morning. I don't know if it's just it happens for less time than the other places, but it is very pretty. It is very, very pretty. Part of it is I think it's just I've seen it the least, so I have less of the immediate, like my eyes are not as sore from it, so it still looks new and exciting. But it is very that kind of pastel-y, look at it. It looks genuinely like pastels. It has a desaturated quality that makes it just look really easy on the eyes. Very easy on the eyes. But oh boy. We have a maybe not for you, but for me, we have a very long road ahead. In this episode, we are going from, we did up to Sylveon in episode 75, and now we get to go from Feebas, which is episode 77, you see the idea, and keep it pushing to a comfortable level. We'll see how far we get. But while we're doing that, oh, that's not where I want to go. There is. Are you the guy? If you see any of my family, say hi. Go into this house to the left of the Pokemon Center to get the Super Rod for catching Feebas, which is at a 90% chance in any shore fishing area. I don't know if it's worthwhile to go over every single shore area. What I will say though is Castro Valley's one of them, and it's where you get the Super Rod. So if you haven't gotten the Super Rod, I have no PP. But it doesn't matter because I already have a Feebas. I have no idea what level it is. Let's figure that out. No, I didn't. It's level 18, which is fine. The level doesn't matter. So let's say you just caught a Feebas and you want a Milotic next. There are a few ways to do that. Some are better than others, especially in my humble opinion. There's one way that wins out above other ones, but that's just because of my nature. It'll make sense. It'll make sense once I explain it. Milotic evolves with the Prism scale and with the Trade Stone. And you can find the Prism scale in Magikarp Caverns. I want to say you go down the stairs here, go up here, and yeah. When you go down the stairs in, sorry, I actually don't know where I'm going, clearly. There should be an area with a strength boulder. Yes, okay. And then when you use strength here and go up, you go here, you go up here, and then in this little area is where the Prism scale would be. You do need a Trade Stone, so you'd give the you'd give your Feebas the Prism scale, use a Trade Stone on it, and that is one way to get a Milotic. There is another way, though. I would put the Super Rod on the select and just keep fishing in Castro Valley. There we go. Milotic is a it's a 10% chance either way, but if you fish it up, it's level 40. If you surf and find it, it's level 45. I don't think levels make a big difference for this kind of thing, but it felt worthwhile to mention. And that's Milotic. If you accidentally sold your Prism scale or anything, but you still want to evolve a Feebas to a Milotic, for whatever reason, you can have a Pokemon with pickup, but it has to be I think it's levels 90 through 100 to have a chance of getting a Prism Scale, which does not seem worth it to me. Oh, it went from morning to day. It's like 7:20. That shouldn't work that way. Anyway, in Firelight Caverns, you have a 30% chance of finding Machop at level 26. He evolves into Machoke at level 28, so you don't have a long way to go to get this guy going. What? Machop is evolving. You can also find a Machoke inside of Mount Ember at a 15% chance, but this is way faster. If you need a trade stone for Machamp, the best place is still going to be in Route 34, or in Saffron City, but on Route 34. Like, let's be honest. What? You can't find Machamp anywhere, or else obviously I would not be wasting a trade stone. But that is Machamp, who is holding something. Brick piece? Okay, cool. From Ursaring City on Route 49, you have a 20% chance to find a Bellsprout. I'm so sorry. This is a perfect time for a plane to fly overhead. I actually wish they'd do it more. That's a bad monkey's paw curls, and then we enter like a war. On Route 57, south of the Castro Forest, in the grass here, you have a 30% chance to get a Weepinbell. The other option is that Bellsprout would just need to gain 1 level and then we'd be good. Because Weepinbell evolves at level 21. I did not know that because I've never used a Weepinbell in my life. I don't know many people that have. Hey, buddy. How do I already have one? Oh, I know how I already have one. In Moraga Town at the Mart, you can buy leaf stones. You can also mine for them in the Heath Gym. I don't know why you would do that when you can just buy them though. Like, some of them it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. That is the best way to get Victreebel. You can also do the weekend special in the Provincial Park where they are a 4% chance. But no one's doing that. In the grass at Igalo City, these little patches of development grass, you can find Slowpoke at level 45 or level 47, but most of the time it's at level 45. And that is how you get Slowpoke. There you go. As for Slowbro, you can go into the Igalo Gym, or I guess the cave that lets you into the Igalo Gym. How? This guy's a 10% chance and I get him first. Jesus. As I was saying, at a 60% encounter rate, you can find... Please. Please. Making me look stupid. You can find Slowbro. What is going on? I don't think I've ever noticed that before. On route... Look at that. What's going on there? What's going on there? And then it changes from red to orange, but it's still, messed up. What the heck? You can find King's Rocks by mining. It's most common in Azalea Town. So if you've mined a lot and you still can't find one, that's where I would go. But either way, let's give this to Slowpoke. Using a trade stone on it while it's holding a King's Rock is how you get Slowking. This next one is pretty frustrating. Or I guess on Route 76, in the grass here, at level 16 or 17, not you, I swear to God. You can find Teddiursa. Level 16 or 17, this is the only place in the game you can find Teddiursa. Therefore, this is the only place in the game that you can get Ursaring by getting that Teddiursa. That's pretty annoying in my book, but it is fine. Why is this Slowking goated? Why does it only have good moves? We already have Lunakuma, and Lunakuma's level 45, I believe. Actually, same level as the Slowking. So, I could just give it one more level, and then that's our Ursaring. But I think Lunakuma is really sweet as a level 45 encounter chance. So that's gonna have to happen. It's gonna have to happen this way. Oh my god, I'm almost at 100 hours. Teddiursa grew to level 30, and that's what we're looking for. Ooh. Your Teddiursa evolved into Ursaring. Houndour is interesting. It is technically only available as a wild encounter on Saxifrage Island. It is a 20% chance that you're gonna find a level 33 Houndour. There are other ways to get it, namely getting a Houndoom, which is about the same odds, technically a little higher depending on how you do it. You don't have to do it that way. You get this Houndour at level 33, level it up once, it's gonna be level 34, and it evolves at level 24, which, first off, is crazy. I did not know it evolved that early. But I wanna show Houndoom. I wanna show where you find Houndoom. Outside of the Ulkin Isle, or the Ulkin Chine as it were, at a 30% chance, you can find a level 64 Houndoom. This is a much better level, and if you need a Houndoom for any reason at all, this is a way better place to get one, in my opinion. And since it's a 30% chance at night and a 20% chance no matter what, it is technically, I don't even know, it's like a little more guaranteed if you catch a female Houndoom and then breed it to get a Houndour. I don't know why you would do that though. That's not really worthwhile. Slugma's interesting. On Route 85 specifically, rock smashing the boulders, if you do encounter a Pokemon, you have a 90% chance of getting a Slugma. That is one of the highest chances of anything in the game for being able to find a Pokemon at a consistent location or with a consistent way. I actually... Excuse me? Okay, I didn't know I could do that. So easiest way is to just go back and forth in and out of the caves that join these routes. Oh god, that's so funny. By so funny, I mean, I'm actually gonna be very irritated if it makes a habit out of doing that. Oh no. But yeah, I think this is one of the most, outside of, like, guaranteed encounters of, you know, static encounters, all of that, I think this is the most common way to find a Pokemon out there. I wish I still had Surf. And that is Slugma. Magcargo is available at a 10% chance outside of the Ulkin Isle. Since you catch it at level 25 and it has to evolve at level 38, this makes more sense to me, doing it this way where you catch your Slugma and your Magcargo separately, as opposed to Houndour and Houndoom where, like, realistically you should probably just level it up. The only reason why I'm not doing that is if the odds are good enough, I feel like it makes more sense to catch as many Pokemon as possible, and then you can use that to donate more Pokemon to the orphanage. 1, 2, 3, And that is Magcargo. If you're trying to be convenient about it, you can always catch Houndoom and Magcargo at the same time. Silk Tunnel. When you enter it, like the first place from Moraga Town, I believe, I might be wrong. Here he is. You have a 30% chance of getting a Silk Tunnel. So, 30% chance of getting a Onix on this floor of Silk Tunnel. And that is Onix. Going one floor down, you have a 1% chance of getting a Steelix at level 36. My thing is, metal coats are kind of a limited source. I think you can get them through like pickup and stuff to where it technically is like not. But for all intents and purposes, metal coats are a limited resource. So the best way I can see doing this is dealing with encounters. If you don't want to do that, what I will say is that Steelix evolves with the Trade Stone while it is holding a metal coat. You can find a metal coat in the Saxifrage prison bathtub, in one of the bathtubs. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a drain stopper is the idea there. Either way, I think it's really sweet. I think that's cool. And you can also find them in the Goldenrod Underground, in the Goldenrod Underground where Silver is hiding. There's a room with a bunch of switches, and one of the rewards for the switch puzzle is a metal coat. I'm gonna double check. If I'm wrong, there will be a big thing flashing on screen being like, yeah, I'm an idiot. But there are only 2 Pokemon that evolve with Metal Coat Tradestone evolutions in this game, and those are your 2 metal coats. So realistically, like you have the perfect amount you need. But I'm sentimental. I'm holding on to one for safekeeping. Oh, okay. 57 encounters is not bad. That's not bad at all. Silverunies. Let's try and make it work. I have a special attachment to Steelix that I never had before. Fire Water's a terrible type. Just because I used it, you know, in Pokemon Coral, that was my first time ever using a, what was I gonna say? Ever using a Onix or a Steelix, and I was like, you know, it just seemed like such a rote kind of like dex fillery Pokemon. Do I have a heavy ball? But yeah, Steelix just seemed like kind of a dex filly Pokemon. Like, I understand why people like it, but I would never use it. But when you get a shiny Onix, you know, you kind of have to. You kind of have to. And that's those kind of memories, like those I don't know why I'm saying memories like it's not a memory. But those kinds of unique experiences are part of why I think I like Pokemon so much. It's very, I don't know. And this is actually very convenient, coming from Silk Tunnel in Moraga Town, going to the power plant, and then going into the area of the power plant that actually has encounters. Back over here, I believe. Yes. Right? Right? Yes. Not you. God, I wish Magnemite was in the base game so bad. I mean, I guess this is the base game, but you know what I mean. Like, I wish Magnemite wasn't relegated to the post game. I wish there were good electric types. And there are, like Lantern and Chinchou, but like, especially because I was thinking about it of, you know, what Pokemon deserve to be in Prism, what Pokemon don't deserve to be in Prism. And I feel like there should be more electric types. And I also feel like I'm kind of kicking myself for not, like, looking at the decks and using Pokemon that kind of embody what I see as, like, peak, like, identity of Prism kind of Pokemon. Like Luxray's whole thing is being light. You know what I mean? Is being like associated with light in some way. And that's why it's always pretty irritating. 30% chance, by the way. When are we getting it? But anyway. Here he is. You have a 30% chance to find a Pikachu at level 44. Luxray should not be a dark type. I know it's like, oh, but he's got black fur. He looks kind of like dark types. And being a pure electric type is what makes him unique. Or make him a normal electric. Or make him a fairy electric if you really want to go there. Well, we have a cage key. Let's talk to this guy. It's awfully cold in here. Level 39. Oh, buddy. Sailor Robert was defeated. You take this key, will you please just go? And we get another cage key, so... I guess I still haven't fought everyone in the game. That's special. That's unique. In Saxifrage Prison, you have a guaranteed encounter with a Raichu that I fumbled so bad that I don't have Raichu. Oops. Okay. You can also find Raichu occasionally in the power plant where I found Pikachu. But you can also buy Thunderstones at Jaru City and use them to evolve Pikachu into Raichu. And for what it's worth, getting... Is this a male or a female? I know I'm jumping the gun a lot, but on Route 34, you have a decent chance of finding a Ditto at level 50. Yay! Okay. I actually really like the color of that purple Veranias. That's cool. Looks good. 2, 3, and we got Ditto. I will say Terenia City is definitely the best place for the magnet train. I like how it all kind of comes together, and you have ring making right here, and then the daycare down here, and that like it's a central hub for Prism. Raichu goes with the man or the woman, depending on whether you have a male or a female Raichu. I don't know. And Ditto. And it's an egg! Wow. It's amazing. Thank God it's morning. 5:38 a.m. is an insane time for morning to start. The sun has not even begun to start coming up. Dawn has not even begun. But that's fine. Because it's so pretty. Yay! Huh? Oh? This is the only way to get Pichu. He's so cute. He is cute. He's cute. I might have angry for your I might have anger towards your older brother, but you are quite cute. I wish you could just lock the real-time clock, because I would just keep it at morning every single day. And at a 30% chance in the Castro Forest, Venonat. I did not know we already had one. Ugh, that's bad of me. Oh well. In the Castro Forest, at a 10% chance, you have Venomoth. Hey, buddy. Venomoth is really frail, so I want to avoid doing anything too, evil. One Rock Smash won't knock it out. Yeah, that's what I thought. And that is Venomoth. So this is interesting. I have never seen it look... Okay, maybe it doesn't always look better in the morning. The forest looks kind of chopped. But at night, in the Heath Forest gym in this area, you have a 30% chance of finding both Volbeat and Illumise. Same thing here in the provincial park during the day challenge. You have a 9% chance of finding both Volbeat and Illumise. I think we have both. I hope we have both. We do. We do. So the only ones, yeah, the only ones so far we don't have are, I believe, the evolutions of the Johto starters because I traded them. Oops. Skorupi is interesting. I've been saying that a lot of them are interesting, but that doesn't inherently, that's not true. The reason why Skorupi is interesting is because you have a 30% chance to find it at Route 78, at level 22. You have to get it up to level 40 though, which means, like, this is a decent place to catch one, but I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, Goldenrod looks so pretty in the morning. Are you seeing this? Oh my god. Why is morning only available for like 2 hours, but day and night or whatever. I'll get angry if I think about it too much. What I would recommend is Goldenrod Cape. Here he is. Skorupi comes at level 56. It's a 5% chance, so you're 6 times more likely to find it at on Route 78, but you're wasting so much less time evolving it that I think it ends up like evening out. I think it's worth it. And that is Skorupi. Monroe grew to level 100. That's huge. That's huge. I need Monroe to surf, so I can't put Monroe away. Oops. Anyway, in beautiful, scenic Goldenrod City, I have one. That works. This is the only way to get Drapion. And Goldenrod is a good place to be if you need more rare candies, because you can just go to the, not poker. You can go to the machines here and try your hand at getting more. Next up, we were seeing it a lot when we were trying to find Ditto. I believe it's more likely at night. Spinarak. On Route 34, it comes at level 55, which means you just have to level it up once. Ariados evolves at level 22, so it's not, you know, super urgent way. But Ariados, you just have to level it up once, or it's found at a 15% chance in the Provincial Park Day Challenge. As for Scyther, you can find it, oh no. Scyther is a 5% chance in the grass in this little hidden brook, in this little hidden area of Heath Village. It's a 5% chance here, and it's also a 5% chance in the Castro Forest. You can find it at level 25 here and level 44 in the Castro Forest, so it just comes down to personal preference. I've been getting nothing but Tangela. I'm just gonna move on. This one's interesting because I think there's a very real shot we can do it. Scizor is another Tradestone Metal Coat evolution, but you can find it at a 1% chance in the morning at Provincial Park. That's not great odds, but let's give it a shot. So I found one Scyther and no Scizors. Scizors. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet and use one of the metal coats. I think that's fine. If I can find it. I only have one. Yikes. You can get another metal coat in, like, the natural story progression if you take the one that the Region Elder is holding, but, or that the Naljo Elder, yeah. Either way, that's Scizor. It is now time for some hot cross garbage. We have Tyrogue, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are available on on Route 53, just north of Graveltown. What? Okay. It is a 4% chance, so actually very lucky that we found it, to find a Hitmonlee at level 54. Don't do too much damage to yourself now. Should I even go for stuns for it? It could just knock itself out. It's worth it to me. Oh no. Okay, it's now or never. One, two, three. It is also called the Kickmaster. Okay, I don't care. Actually, I realize I don't care that much. Hitmonchan. You can find at a 1% chance on this route, which is absolutely insane, and I'm gonna give it maybe 2 tries. Yeah, so that didn't work. I'm gonna try something else, and it's interesting. It's an interesting idea, because you only have a 1% chance of getting a Hitmonchan that way. But we need Tyrogue, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop. So we're gonna put Hitmonlee in the daycare. We are gonna put away most of the people in our party right now. Breeding the Hitmons with a Ditto, or a Hitmonlee and a Hitmonchan if you get them out. That's a whole thing, is how you get Tyrogue. Sweet. So my plan is to have 3 Tyrogues in the party, and with 3 Tyrogues, I want to double check something. They all have 5 in every stat. In case you don't know, to evolve Tyrogue into the Hitmons, if it has more attack than defense, it'll evolve into Hitmonlee. If it has more defense than attack, it'll evolve into Hitmonchan. And if it has the same amount of attack and defense, it'll evolve into Hitmontop. All of those at level 20. So my idea is, get them around level 16, 17, double check where they're at, and then maybe buy some vitamins or do something for them so that they are at the levels or at the stat levels I want them to be at. And at level 17, this one has 1 more attack, or 1 more defense than it does attack. This one's gonna evolve into Hitmonchan. This one has more attack than it does defense. This one's gonna evolve into Hitmonlee. Same here, without intervention, it would evolve into Hitmonlee. So I'm gonna go to the battle tower, and probably buy like 3 irons and 2 proteins, just in case. I want to give myself kind of some breathing room here. For Tyrogue number 1, its defense is already higher than its attack, but with the kinds of fluctuations that could happen, I want to make sure. So, let's give it more defense. And which one has the... This one is 21 and 19. So I'm gonna also give it an iron. And now they're equal. Let's try this. Moment of truth, moment of truth. Perfect. That is the most convenient way, maybe not the most time efficient, but the most convenient way to get Hitmonchan. And I don't want Bullet Punch. Hitmonlee. I always preferred Hitmonchan. I think Hitmonchan is so cute and so fun. Hitmonlee is mid. And I can press the B button if I'm scared. Come on. Boom. Oh my god, that's perfect. We have Hitmontop. What's quick attack? Couldn't get something better? Jesus. That was a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie, because then I'd have to do it all again, and maybe my idea was wrong in the first place. For coughing and wheezing, you can find them in the same spot. On this floor of Silk Tunnel, you have a 50% chance to find a coughing at level 37 or level 38. Wheezing evolves at level 35, you know, is when it starts. So very easy to level it up one level and get a wheezing that way. The other way you can do it is go down one floor or two floors here, and you have a 10% chance of finding wheezing that way. And that is wheezing. I was about to say, it looked like it didn't even animate, but I realized that's because the higher HP a Pokemon in the party has, the more it animates on that screen. Magikarp is practically everywhere. Using an old rod in any body of water, you have a very high chance of getting Magikarp. If you want the most... like, I don't even know. The easiest way of finding a Magikarp like this, level 35 in Bottom City through surfing. That way you only have to level it up once to get a Gyarados. I don't think I'd even recommend that way though. Because if you go to the Ulkin Isle, the Ulkin Chine, and surf here, you have a 60% chance of finding Gyarados. It's also in like the road from Magikarp Caverns to Tunod. They are so common. How? Are you serious? Here he is. Here's the man of the hour. This music is actually like triggering me a little bit. How are we doing? In the dark room area of Clathrite Tunnel, this floor, you can see this floor, there is a 30% chance of finding Swinub. Swinub's who we're looking for. You get him at level 32, and he evolves at level 33. I don't think there's a single attack I can do that's not gonna knock him out. Look at this. Yep. I caught him mid-dig. That's funny. Okay. What? Swinub's evolving! What's it gonna evolve into? Swinub evolves into Piloswine. Piloswine into Mamoswine. You have... Piloswine evolves when it levels up while knowing Ancient Power. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me double check. Ancient Power is TM76. It learns Ancient Power at level 1 as a like move that it just comes with, but it doesn't actually learn it outside of either teaching it through TM or coming to Moraga Town and using the move relearner. What that means is once you teach it Ancient Power through one of those ways, it just needs to level up one more time, and Piloswine grew to level 34, and that's how you get Mamoswine. In the Haunted Mansion. We still have to open the door with the mansion key? Are you serious? In any of the rooms that are just like, you know, like rooms. You know rooms, it's where you go and exist in. Oh my god, I forgot about how cool this place is with the checkerboard floor. You have a 10% chance of getting Misdreavus. To evolve Misdreavus into Mismagius, you need a Duskstone, which can be found in one of the like 2D sections of Milos Catacombs. That's where I found it to evolve it. Or in Bottom City, you can mine, and it's the best place to get Duskstones. It's close by too, so you're not missing anything by doing it that way. Oh god. I just read my notes for what the next Pokemon is, and oh no, oh no. Oh, that's actually really convenient. I just realized something that's really convenient. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. So, in order to get Chansey, you are going to want to grab a level 50 Pokemon of your choice. The legendary Pokemon work really well for this, because most of them are level 50. And god, the music is so droning. They know how annoying this area is, and they somehow made it more annoying. Oops. you are going to want to mosey yourself over to Area 2 of Igalo Park, where you have a 1% chance of finding a Chansey. That Chansey is going to be level 50, so if you have a level 50 Pokemon in the front of your party and use the Repel, you have a guaranteed chance of finding a well, not guaranteed, but I mean, yeah, you have the chance when you're walking through this grass looking for Pokemon, you are only going to find Chansey. I would also recommend having the bike up for this so that you don't have to hear the terrible evolution music. This looks like a good patch of grass to just kind of go back and forth between. Ignore the fact that I just sped up because I thought I was gonna pause and ignore that. Another reason why this is annoying. Imagine, if you will, that I had a friend ball, right? I couldn't use it. Chansey evolves into Blissey through a friendship evolution. You cannot catch it in a friend ball. So that was okay. I thought I was gonna be here a lot longer. But that is Chansey. People try to catch it for its extremely nutritious eggs, but it can rarely be found. It rarely can be found even. I think you can just fly out of here. Yes. Its sprite is cute though. Look at that. That is cute. I'm sorry for being mean. You're just very irritating to evolve. Like, oh god, I don't remember what the friendship evolution I did before this was. You're gonna want to just switch between using different TMs on it to get it up to level, or to get it up to 200 friendship points. You can check how many friendship points it has by going south here and going to the Happiness Raider. Get it to 200 through switching TMs on it, and then run around to get the rest. It's not the worst thing in the world. It could be worse. I think Sunny Day and Hidden Power is what I want to do. Well, Void Sphere, Soft Boiled, Hyper Voice, and Minimize. That's actually a pretty good moveset. That's actually a really good moveset. I'm not mad. And with Chansey's friendship up just a little bit. God, that took like 15 minutes. With speed up. Not that I would ever use speed up, because that's super, like, that's cheating, basically. That is how you get Blissey. Biting into one of the delicious eggs that Blissey provides will make everyone around smile with joy. It's better they said provides, because I thought it was going to be like the Blissey lays, and I'm like, please don't talk about Blissey laying eggs. Kangaskhan is interesting. You can find it at night in the Naljo Ruins on the 3rd floor, I think. But you can also go to Spurge City and, not you, buy a Kangaskhan for 1,000 coins. I could always, you know, work hard, play hard, or where'd all my money go? That looks good. I'm using all my money to buy coins. Ugh. Pachinko and its legacy will be forever remembered, primarily because of Pokemon. That's not even true, but wouldn't it be fun if it was? 124, really? Oh my god, we're making good progress. We are making very good progress. But also, oof, ouch, owie. Aron is interesting. It can be found at low-ish rates in many caves, but if you go to Route 55, north of Mercen City, you have, oh god, I almost choked. You have a 20% chance of finding Aron at level 47. This is This is especially convenient because it evolves into Lairon at level 32 and Aggron at level 42. So you could get this guy, level him up 2 times, and you have your Pokedex on the way to completion. Lairon is interesting because there's 2 choices you have here. On Route 55, the same place where it's most convenient to find Aron, you can find it at a 10% chance, so it's about half as likely, but that's like 5% is where I think it starts being rare. It's just uncommon at this rate. Here he is. For what it's worth, It took me an amount of tries to where I think it might be lower than 10%. I think it might be a 5% chance and I got something wrong in my notes. That's the power of Sturdy. Please don't use Iron Head. Okay. Really. The other place you can find Lairon is in this area of Seneca Caverns on the lowest. I actually don't know if it is the lowest, but on the lower level of Seneca Cavern, you can find that. On the higher level of Seneca Caverns, where we're at right now, you have a 5% chance in the day or at night of finding Aggron, which is very cool, very nifty. One thing with that though, and I might be wrong, so let me double check. Aggron is added to your decks through completing the normal story. When the, what's it called? What's it called? When the Elder gives you the Aggron for the Firelight Caverns, Veronius gets awakened, all of that, Aggron gets added to your Pokedex. So unless you're doing like a full Living Dex and Pokemon Prism challenge or something, you don't need to bother with that. Whismur is interesting, and by interesting, I mean really annoying, because it can be found in this tunnel, in the International Tunnel, at a 5% chance. And it's going to be between level 4 and level 5. That is bad. If there were better places to find it at a more convenient, rate, that'd be worthwhile to mention. It is also available on Route 34 in Johto, the route with the retired daycare, where the guy talks about Onwa, at a 1% chance, but it's at level 50, so that's not terrible. For now, I am just gonna keep on biking back and forth, because that is apparently all I can do. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. It took like 6 encounters. I don't have a way to do this. Its spread is kind of weird with that, like, black, I don't know, anti-reflection in the reflection. That looks a little weird to me. And that is Whismur. You could level that Whismur up to Loudred pretty quickly and then Exploud after a little bit of time. However, there's another better place to find Loudred at a convenient enough level that I think it's worth it to catch Whismur this way through the tunnel, to catch Loudred this way, and then to level up that Loudred to Exploud. Because there's no way to find Exploud just out in the wild. You can only get it through level up. Back in Seneca Caverns, you have a 4% chance on this floor of getting it at level 35. Bruh. We're not gonna get to you for a while. What are you doing here? Yay. Okay, so I'm on the wrong map. Oops. Loudred is actually down that ladder, right in around here. Hey, buddy. Here you can find a Loudred at level 35. It is a 4% chance, which is not great. But I figure this is better than the other option. And then you just have to level it up 5 times, and you're gonna have yourself an Exploud. Ronnie is screwed at level 64. Sure, buddy. Sure. And your Loudred evolved into Exploud. Yeah. Okay, this is good. This is okay. I can feel my like spirit returning. I'll say it in a minute. In the part of the power plant that random encounters are, you have a 30% chance to get a Magnemite, and that Magnemite is going to be at level 42. Let's see if we can find one. Here he is. Okay. And I am going to catch this one, even though I technically don't need to. But I have been recording this over several sessions, and that's because when I did the first, and you can hear it like when I start dealing with like the EVs and stuff. in episode 75. My like energy like just falls off of a cliff. And so my idea was do this over several sessions, and that is good. It has been working. That's like a helpful approach. The downside is that it's taking so much time, and I will have more to say, and I will say it in the final episode of Pokemon Prism, because I feel bad because I'm reaching a point where I'm like earmarking my complaints and that's bad when it's like, this is not like a review channel. I'm not sitting at like, I think I am going to have like an internal opinion of when Pokemon Coral is done, it's gonna be a better game. That's what I was gonna say. But Pokemon Prism is still a very good game if you play it a certain way. Oh, well shoot, I need you too. Come on in, buddy. Yeah, they are in. Okay, so that's a 5% chance in the power plant. I'm gonna cover it when it makes sense. It is in this episode. That's what I was checking before I said anything else. But the discharge Pokemon, pause. You can find Magneton at a 20% chance in the power plant. We found a Manectric before we found a Magneton, and that is probably not that uncommon. What we can do though, once a Magnemite is at level 30, you can only get it at level 46? 42? Anyway, so it's not a big, it's not a big thing. But you level it up, you get Magneton. If it levels up in the power plant, which is this game's version of a special magnetic zone. Also, I really like that Magneton sprite. I'm just gonna say that. You can get Magnezone. I just think it's so funny, because if Magnemite was available in Naljo, in any capacity, wrong one. If Magnemite, Magneton, if they were available in any capacity in Naljo, we would have a Magnezone instead of Jade. Because I wanted something that, what am I gonna say? I wanted something that can withstand Dean's Sandstorm. And I thought Magnezone would be perfect, and I think we even get slightly better type coverage doing it that way. But, I'm not, I'm not one to whine and complain about type coverage and blah, blah, blah. Rhyhorn is interesting because it is available all over. Igalo Park is the most convenient place to get one that's close to evolving. In Section 1, you can find a level 43 at a 5% chance. It only needs to level up once. The thing is, boom. It is available in many of the dungeons and many of the grassy, some of the grassy areas, but many of the dungeons. So, I'm just gonna say, go to Igalo Park if you don't have it yet, but if you were just going around caves, like for this, episode for instance, and there's a bunch of, things you're looking for, whatever, you should probably already have a Rhyhorn. Rhydon is interesting though. I think it's in box 3, I might be wrong. Oh, it's definitely not. It is in maybe box 9. Anyway, it is a static encounter guarding the Phlox lab. You already should have found this one. Maybe you didn't. This is the box with all the Phanpy. I actually already know this. Point is to say, you can also get Rhyhorn just by evolving, you can get Rhydon just by evolving a Rhyhorn that you have around. So it's not particularly egregious to find either way. Flynn, the shiny Rhydon. Oh god. I was just, So, in Silk Tunnel, there's the floor that requires Flash. In the floor before it, on this floor, B3F if you care, in the top left corner over here, you can find a protector. Give this protector to your Rhydon, use a trade stone on it, and we're gonna get to see a shiny. It's not that cool. It's not that cool. Actually, he does look pretty good. I will say he does look pretty good. In Area 2 of Iglo Park, you can find Fanpy at a 30% chance. It's going to be level 45. And on old Route 48, in the grass here, you have a 20% chance of finding Donphan. So you can either level it up, or just catch one right here. Lunatone and Solrock on the top floor, as in... Oh, see, there's a Rhyhorn. The top floor, as in this floor of the Nausea Ruins. In the morning and in the day, you have a 5% chance of finding a Solrock here. At night, it is a Lunatone. That is, you know, kind of intuitive, maybe not. But, if you are playing in the morning or in the day, all is not lost. There's a trade that exists that unfortunately doesn't go the other way. But all we're gonna do is catch one Solrock. And one more Solrock. In Facilia Town, in one of these houses, maybe you, I collect Pokemon. Do you have Solrock? Want to trade it for my Lunatone? Yes, I do. Connect the Game Link cable, and we finally get to trade Pokemon. Oh my god, this never happens. That's sweet. Solrock goes to Lana, and in exchange for Paula's Solrock, Lana sends Lunatone. Lana, Luna, no. It's a whole thing. There he comes! Oh, nickname? Yay, I got myself Solrock, thanks. Oh no, Lunala. Okay, so the name of the, legendary in Pokemon Moon. It comes with a Moonstone, which is crazy, and Solrock comes with a Shiny Stone. I didn't even know that was a way to get Shiny Stones. I'll put a pin in that. I will put a pin in that. So that is Solrock and Lunatone. Or Lunatone and Solrock, because that's... Yeah. To tell you the truth, I don't know which way is faster to get to Aqua... Probably just Flockstown, but we can take this minecart to the Aqua Mines. And in this cute, quaint little intro area, you have a 30% chance of finding Makuhita at level 2. At level 2. It is not worth it to level this Makuhita up to Hariyama. I don't think you needed me to tell you that. But it... you know. Makuhita. It's here. So here's where my head's at. You can find Makuhita at a 20% chance, at level 37 in the Clatherite Tunnel, in the light floors. Or you can just get them as a static encounter. There's even 2 of them here. So the best option, in my humble opinion, is to use one of the many cage keys you have gotten throughout your adventure on that. Nummel, if we come into, I think this room? Into this room, you have a 30% chance of finding a Nummel. He's cute. There are no wild camera up, so your best I'm messing up my words. So your best plan is to just level up a few times. Camerupt evolves at level 33. You can find Nummel at level 30 in the room with Groudon, but it's a 10% chance, and I feel like it's easier to just catch it at the highest, like, percentage chance place to find it, and then level it up a little bit. And that is level 96 for Dean. Good work, Dean. And with that, we have Camerupt in the Espo clearing. Ooh. Not you. Oh my god. you have a 30% chance of finding a Ponyta. It's going to be at level 53. I don't know what level our Ponyta is in the box. So, I'm just going to catch this one. Ponyta evolves into Rapidash at level 40. At level 54, we are well past that. I don't know if I just... Yeah, there's no way to find Rapidash in the wild, so evolving it is your only way. In Firelight Caverns, in the Groudon room, in the room with Groudon, you have... Pain in my face. You have a 30% chance at level 28 of finding Growlithe. When did we get a Growlithe? When did we get a Growlithe? Whatever. I got Ultra Balls for days. You probably don't need me to tell you that Growlithe evolves into Arcanine with a Firestone. It can be also found at the Ulcan Isle, the Ulcan Chine, outside at a 4% rate. But 4% at rate sounds like I'm using a Firestone. That's what that sounds like to me. On Route 81, which I would like to remind you, you can fly to, so this is super convenient. You have a 20% chance. I guess there are electric types in Naljo. There's just no electric steel types in Naljo. You can find Electrike. There he is. You find it at level 30, and it evolves at level 27. Or no, 26. So it is very convenient to just give this a rare candy, level it up. The other way to get Manectric, besides just leveling up and evolving it, is that you can find it at the power plant at level 49 or 51 at a 5% rate. If you're already at the power plant looking for like Magnemite, Magneton, whatever, and you find a Manectric, catch it. Otherwise, just give it a rare candy. Like it's not so serious. That sounded like Bellsprout. Did I hear that right? Oh, I guess it is a little different. Hello, you can exchange your orphan points for Pokemon up for adoption. Togepi is our target. You need 500 points to get it. With all of the catching we've been doing, if you're not particularly attached to any particular Pokemon, this is the way to do it. We have 435, so we are doing good. Doing very good. Higher level Pokemon give you more points. The type of Pokemon it is also affects how many points it has. Drapion gave a lot. Yeah, Rapidash gave a lot less. So, it is considered to be a symbol of good luck. Its shell is said to be filled with happiness. Togepi comes to us. Level 15. I believe in a Pokeball. We have another happiness evolution. It'd be so funny if because it was in the orphanage it came to us with like 0 happiness. I think it comes with 70, which is the base happiness of a... Yeah, 70. So, more TM switching and then running around to get a happiness evolution. Now that Togepi has enough happiness, ooh, we can finally do this. Togepi grows to level 16, and it wants Sweet Kiss. You are not getting Sweet Kiss. What? Togepi's evolving! Oh my god, thank god. Thank god, dude. This is how you get Togetic. With a Shiny Stone! You can evolve Togetic into Togekiss. This is an interesting one. Technically, mining anywhere, you have like about a 1% chance of getting a Shiny Stone. What I would recommend is trying to catch Soul Rocks in the Naljo Ruins. They have a chance of holding Shiny Stones, and that is it's better odds, and you're gonna be trying to catch Soul Rocks anyway. So I feel like it makes sense. It makes sense to do it that way. This is the first and only time for catching Pineco I am going to bring up TM02 Headbutt. By the time you get it in the game, it doesn't really make sense as a move to use, which is probably fine. But, oh, I thought you could do it in Terrania City. That's part of the reason why I flew. Oops. In the Ilex Forest, Pokemon could be in this tree. Want to headbutt it? Veronius did a headbutt. That's interesting wordage. You can also find Shroomish. Not what I was here for, but that works. Okay. Sure. Ignore this guy. I'm not... Ignore this. What I was gonna say, you can get Pineco by headbutting in many places around the game. You can also find Pineco at a 30% chance in the Ilex Forest at Route 56. What? At level 56, 30% chance Ilex Forest. Yeah, maybe this episode is getting to me a little bit. The Bagworm Pokemon. Does not look like any Bagworm I'm familiar with. And, you can headbutt on Route 65 in region for about a 10% chance of getting Forretress. You can also just find Pineco by doing this. That's like almost every Pokemon you can get through Headbutt, you can also find in other places with better odds. So I don't really see the point. Anyway, why does it dance like that? I didn't mean to... In Section 3 of Igalo Park, in the morning only, you have a 5% chance of finding Elekid and Magby in this section. At 5% odds, it is barely on the cusp of where I think it is better to do it this way than to just breed. Because you can just breed like a Magmar or an Electabuzz to get an Elekid, and you don't need to bother with like the happiness evolution and all of that. That does not matter. So we're gonna try doing this in the morning, and unfortunately this isn't the kind of thing where you can just use a repel and beat the level cap, because these guys are lower level than everything else in Section 3 of the Igalo Park. So as I see it, the most, like, you can find Magmar. You can find, well, for this, let's say, you can find Electabuzz at other places that are guaranteed encounters or close to guaranteed encounters. It's actually kind of better that way, and then you can just breed them if you don't want to have to deal with these random encounters. My only thing with that is that 5% Elekid, 5% Magby, 1 in 10, you're gonna get one of them. There's Magby. That's not what I'm looking for, necessarily. I mean, it is what I'm looking for, but it's not the one I am looking for, but that's okay. Swap into Dean and give this a catch chance. Since, both of them, but I'll just say Magby. I don't like how they made both of them have, like, baby evolutions that work basically the same way, just with different types. But, with Elekid, with Magby, they evolve through friendship. I would not recommend doing it that way. I don't know if there's like a specific kind of challenge run where you have to get the babies and evolve them up. But for basically all intents and purposes, just do it this way. We've got one. Oh my god. And we have two. Very convenient. And there is both of them. I thought that was going to be a lot worse. Also, look at its sprite. It's so cute. It's like super cute, actually. Electabuzz is very interesting because it is similar to Raichu. It is available as a static encounter in Saxifrage Island. You can also find it at a 10% chance in the power plant. You can also find Elekid as a low option as a static chance. Static. Yeah. As a, like, I think it's like 4% chance in the power plant. This is not a bad option if you have a friend ball, because then it'll be pretty high friendship, and then it just takes a little bit longer to get it that way. So here's where I'm caught up. It is the morning. I have done about 50 encounters, and I still haven't found an Electabuzz yet, which is not impossible, but very unlikely. So I'll just also, I just want to make sure I have, yeah, I have one. So I just want to also say that Electabuzz is available in Section 3 of Igalo Park at like a 4 or 5% chance in the day and at night. And that is also a good way to get it. But we already had the static encounter one. You know what I mean? So I feel like it should be pretty possible. In this area of the power plant, just north of the area with the desks, to the left here with this like bacony area, the electrolyzer is right here. Electrolyzer. It is also sometimes held by wild Elekid. And interestingly, everywhere on the wiki it goes, you know, this can't be bought. There's no way to find this, you know, except for that one and occasionally from wild Elekid. However, the Prism resource document says that the Battle Arcade is an option where you can find it, and you can. For 100 tickets, you can either get an Electrolyzer or a Magmarizer for Electabuzz and Magmar. When you give your Electabuzz an Electrolyzer, and then use a Trade Stone on it, you get Electabuzz. Electivire, even. Magby, which I already showed, is also available at Igalo Park in the morning at 5% odds. In the morning only. Another way to get it is, of course, through breeding, but who's trying to do that? Southerly City in the morning looks so good. Oh my god. The way it's like... Oh my god, Espo clearing to... Are you serious? Look at this. Oh my god. Well, anywho. The most convenient way to get Magmar, and there are many ways to get Magmar, is going to be at the Ulkin Chai, or Ulkin Isle. Outside here, in the morning and in the day, you have a 30% chance to get it, 20% at night, so either way, it's not bad. You're not being punished too bad for what time you play. Level 64. Okay, I was gonna say this too. You can also, at a 5% chance, find Magmortar outside here, which means you do not need to use the Magmarizer necessarily. You can just catch it. That is not true for Electivire. Electivire, you have to do the Trade Stone, you know, situation. But this is great. This is a convenient, easy, wonderful way. Okay, I'm getting my stuff rocked. That's a Monroe swap. But yeah, I will get into the other ways to evolve Magmar into Magmortar, but at 5% odds, and you don't have to use an item that is only occasionally held by wild Magby, which are super annoying to find, or you're spending 100 tickets in the Battle Arcade, or you're going to Firelight Caverns, and in the room with Groudon, there is a Magmarizer also. But, you're also using a Trade Stone if you evolve it, and Trade Stones are not very easy to come by, especially if you don't have every Pokemon in the Pokedex. The best way to do it, as I see it, is to catch Magmar and Magmortar here at the Ulkin Isle. And with that, I think that is a good place to end for today. In this episode, we continued going through the grueling process of collecting every Pokemon in the Pokedex, including the best place to find it. I think with the evolutions, it made sense to end it there. With this, ending it with Electivire and Magmortar is kind of arbitrary, but we are just about actually, I think a little over 2/3 of the way through the Poke. Yeah, 160 out of 250. A little under 2/3, but still good. And in the next episode, we are not necessarily going to be going through this the way we did it before. Of this is each Pokemon and this is its number. There are still a number of Pokemon as we get kind of lower here, that are worthwhile to try and catch and to try and get. So, I will see you then for that. Take care. Magmortar was holding in a Spare Berry. It can't get burned anyway. What's the point?